There have been over 500 drone sightings in Denmark in just 24 hours, multiple airport shutdowns across Scandinavia, Russian aircraft violating NATO airspace, and now emergency meetings at the highest level of European defense. This is not a distant threat from some war zone. This is happening right now and in the heart of Europe, and the implications go far beyond than what we see on the news. Is Europe dealing with a Russian threat or UFOs? As always, I'm here to report the information without bias, and you can decide what to believe. You can find all the sources in my detailed articles at ufonews.co, along with in the description box below. Hey ufologers, I'm Cristina Gomez, and welcome to this episode of UFO News Updates.
Denmark said this Thursday that drone incursions overnight, which briefly closed 2 airports and affected military installations, were hybrid attacks aimed at spreading fear. Authorities couldn't yet identify who was behind it all.
It's the second time this week that unauthorized drone activity has disrupted traffic at Scandinavian airports. This one was spotted above Aalborg Airport in northern Denmark, which also serves as a military base. Others were also seen over 3 smaller Danish airports.
Danish Defense Minister held an emergency press conference where he admitted these incidents were the work of a, quote, professional actor conducting systematic operations. But when pressed for details about this professional actor, he provided none. Just an acknowledgement that they are dealing with capabilities beyond their understanding.
The Defense Minister has said there's no direct military threat against Denmark, but they also will be starting to look at acquiring capabilities to detect and neutralise drones as Denmark look to try and respond to this latest incursion into their airspace. The Justice Minister also saying the threat of hybrid attacks is here to stay.
These objects demonstrate capabilities that make conventional weapons ineffective or even inappropriate. But there may be another reason for this reluctance. According to investigative journalist Ross Coulthart, attempts to bring down similar objects using counter-UAS technology have failed. High-pulse microwave systems designed specifically to disable drones prove ineffective against these objects. If conventional countermeasures don't work, military officials may understand something about these objects that they are not publicly sharing.
My personal view is we're being fed nonsense. Originally, the suspicion was cast on the Russians, and I guess it's because the Russians have got form from previous incursions in Poland and other countries. But there's just absolutely no evidence at all to suggest that this is Russia, China, or any other country in the world. They're guessing. And I think President Trump made it very clear when he was asked at a doorstop, they don't know where it came from. And I think that's the key issue.
Yesterday alone, multiple Danish airports experienced disruptions. Objects were spotted near multiple Scandinavian air bases and airports, one of them being home to Denmark's most advanced F-16 and F-35 fighter jets. Danish authorities raised the country's alert levels. Think about what that means. A NATO member state officially acknowledging they cannot protect their own airspace from unidentified objects. The Danish Justice Minister stated the goal of these incidents was to, quote, create fear and diversion and make us scared, but he didn't explain who was behind them or how they were achieving such widespread coordinated operations.
On Monday, Copenhagen and Oslo airports were paralysed for hours after large drones flew over them. Investigations are still ongoing, but the Danish Prime Minister called it the most serious attack on Danish critical infrastructure to date.
Russian ships were spotted off the Danish coast with transponders turned off, but Russia denies all involvement, calling the incidents staged provocations. So if it's not Russia, then what is it? The current crisis began just days ago with incidents that defied conventional explanation. First, looking at September 23rd, the Copenhagen airport, one of Scandinavia's busiest transportation hubs, shut down for nearly 4 hours. 2 to 3 unidentified objects were spotted, but the description from authorities suggests something unusual: large objects with flight patterns that didn't match standard drone profiles. What makes these incidents particularly puzzling is the official response. Danish authorities chose not to engage these objects. You had the defense chief mention, quote, "When you shoot something down in the air, something comes down again. but experienced military officials know how to safely engage aerial targets,
including one that's actually an air base home to Danish military fighter jets. The drones appear to be flying around the airports with lights turned on, but authorities that we heard from Mugo said that they decided against trying to shoot them down. Now, at this point, you talked about this, it's still unclear who was behind these attacks.
We're watching professional military and law enforcement officials publicly admit they cannot identify, predict, or effectively counter objects operating in European airspace. When experts trained for these situations are confused, what does that tell us about what we're actually dealing with? The European response reveals just how seriously authorities are taking these unexplained incidents. On September 26, defense ministers from Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Finland, Romania, Denmark, and Bulgaria met to discuss the drone wall initiative. And this represents a €6 billion investment in detection and defense technologies specifically designed to counter aerial threats that conventional systems can't handle effectively. And what makes this entire situation genuinely mysterious is what officials are not saying. Despite extensive surveillance capabilities, international intelligence cooperation, and multiple military engagements, no definitive identification has been made of these objects or their operators.
These drone sightings are still happening, so-called drones. I don't believe they are drones. Increasingly, I think the evidence suggests that they are certainly some kind of craft. But why would any foreign state actor, even a foreign adversary actor, want to put highly sensitive, clearly highly advanced technology over civilian airspace in Denmark, for heaven's sake? To what end? For what purpose? That's what fascinates me.
And the objects demonstrate flight patterns, coordination capabilities, and apparent immunity to conventional countermeasures that officials describe as professional and systematic, but can't attribute them to any known actor. Russia denies all involvement. No other state has claimed responsibility or have been definitively identified. The European aerial mystery continues to unfold with no clear resolution in sight, but expert analysts reveal why these incidents may be more significant than officials acknowledge. If these objects represent neither Russia nor any known state technology, accusations against Russia could provoke retaliation for incidents they did not cause. Reports persist across multiple countries. Traditional military response prove inadequate. Civilian authorities remain unable to provide clear explanations to increasingly concerned populations. The central mystery persists. European military and intelligence professionals are publicly admitting they cannot identify, predict, or effectively counter objects operating with apparent impunity in NATO airspace. What exactly are these objects? Where do they come from? What capabilities do they possess that make conventional explanations and responses inadequate? What do you think is happening in European skies? And are we witnessing technology that represents a significant advancement beyond publicly known capabilities, or something that requires us to expand our understanding of what is possible? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Cristina Gomez, and that is it for today. I will see you again next time for another UFO news update. Be safe, and remember, keep your eyes on the skies. If you enjoyed today's show, hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit the notification bell as I do daily UFO news and updates. Fresh UAP stories, government disclosures, and breaking developments land here every single day.